Importance and relevance of history, an issue or event in the past that is still being observed today. Ancestry class from 19th century to income class at present. What class are you? Back in the 19th century, ancestral blood is the stratification of class. Indio, they belong to the lowest class. They are Malay or Malayo-Polynesian or pure Austronesian ancestry or natives. Mestizo belongs to upper lowest class. They are mix of indigenous Filipino, Austronesian people, Malay, Malayo-Polynesian or European or Chinese ancestry. There are three types of ancestral mestizo. Mestizo de Sangle, mix of Chinese and Filipino ancestry. Mestizo de Español, mixed Spanish and Filipino ancestry. Tornatra, hybrid mix of Spanish, Filipino, and Chinese ancestry. Principalia, they are nobility class who is likely educated, as Gobernadorcillo and Cabeza de Barangay, who govern their district and awardees of the Medal of Civil Merit. Ilustrado, they were the middle class who were educated in Spanish and exposed to Spanish liberal and European nationalist ideals. Insulares, they are son or daughter of a Spanish couple. They are Spaniards born in the Philippines. They enjoy various governments and church position and receive discrimination from fellow Spaniards. Peninsulares, referred to as Castillas, pure-blooded Spaniards born in Spain, the wealthiest and most politically powerful among the social class, have high position in government, highest class in the Philippines. But for now, in the 20th century, amid of the pandemic, President Rodrigo on April 2020 ordered the economic team to look into the possibility of including middle-class households in the government's cash subsidy program. Now, how do you know if you're middle class? You belong to the poor class if you work full-time at wages below the poverty line, less than the official poverty threshold, income range from less than 9,520. Low-income class but not poor. They rely on physical and or mechanical effort to do their jobs, with positions such as craft workers, factory workers, delivery drivers, food and service industry laborers, repairmen, and blue-collar workers in skilled trade, among others. Between the poverty line and twice the poverty line, income range in between 9,520 and 19,040. Lower middle income class. The roles are confined to supporting the jobs of the upper middle class, such as clerical jobs, data collection, bank tellers, sales, and others. Between 2 or 4 times the poverty line, income range in between 19,040 and 38,080. Middle income class, between 4 and 7 times the poverty line, income range in between 38,080 and 66,640. Upper middle income class. They are mainly represented by their scientific and technical knowledge, such as engineers, architects, lawyers, professors, as well as the people occupying management positions in both public and private institutions. Between 7 to 12 times the poverty line, income range in between 66,640 and 114,240. Upper income class but not rich. They represented institutional leadership, such as the heading multinational companies, foundations, universities, and others, between 12 to 20 times the poverty line. Income range in between 114,240 and 190,400. Rich, at least equal to 20 times the poverty line. Income range to at least 190,400. What action will you do as an application to what you have learned? I learned from my research about the importance relevance of history. During the time of Spaniards, they are discriminated against the status of their lives, and they were only based on the racial origin. Who should lead, be able to study, to have a position in government and churches. Currently, the basis of the state of the Filipino is no longer based on race origin. It is already based on income size or source of income and job status. Anyone has the right to be educated regardless of your background. I can apply what I learned in this study as the foundation guide so that I will know each and everyone's status in our society. From now on, I will know what class should I or you belong. Mahalaga ang pag-aaral ng history upang malaman natin ang kahalagahan ng nakaraan, upang malaman natin kung saan at ano ang ating pinagmulan. Ano nga ba ang pagkakaiba ng history at kasaysayan? Ang history ay isang banyagang salita na ginagamit upang maipakita sa atin ang kabuuan ng pinagmulan o kabuuan ng kasaysayan. Samantala, ang kasaysayan naman ay isang saling salita sa Filipino na ibig sabihin ay pagsasalaysay o pagkikwento ng may saysay sa isang tao o grupo ng mga tao na sinasalaysayan ito o may specific lamang na layunin. At ayon ito kay Filipino historian Jose Salazar, ang father of New Philippine Historiography. Nabanggit rin ni Nelson Mandela, isang activist sa South Africa, na kapag kinausap mo ang isang tao based on the language he understands, ito ay pumapasok lamang sa kanyang isipan. Subalit, kapag kinausap mo ito in his language, mas mararamdaman niya ito. Tumatago sa puso ang nais nitong iparating. History comes from different languages. Sa Greek, utopia. Sa Latin, historia. Sa English, history. At sa Filipino, kasaysayan. Meron itong two main classifications. Ang primary sources, kung saan ito ay ginawa mismo ng isang tao o grupo ng tao na directly involved sa nasabing event or topic na sinasaliksik. Ang ikalawa, secondary sources, ito naman ay nakabatay lamang sa primary sources para i-analyze at i-interpret. Meron itong three other classifications. Published materials, ito ang mga materials na published or public use gaya ng libro, magazines, reading journals, travelogues, or speech transcript. Ikalawa ang manuscripts. Ito naman ay handwritten o pwede ring type record na hindi na published gaya ng memoirs and diaries. Ikatlo, non-written sources. Ito naman ay pwedeng oral history, artifacts, artworks, legal and official documents o kaya naman photographs. Meron itong 4 categories. Written sources. Ito ay written o published by person or eyewitness, meaning authentic siya. Images, visual documents published na ginawa ng eyewitness o sa kanya mismo ng hula. Artifacts, materials made by first hand like manungkol jar. Oral testimonies, documented conversation naman ito na maaaring nakasulat o nakalathala sa pamamagitan ng eyewitness, gaya ng hilogar sa public apology ng former President Gloria Arroyo. Siyempre, kung may historical sources, meron ding historical criticism. Ito naman ay pag-a-analyze at pagpuna sa mga nagawang likha, panulat o in a form of art ng isang tao na merong matibay na historical sources. Meron itong dalawang categories. Ang external criticism, test of authenticity based on the composition and structure. Meron itong 7 test of authenticities: anachronistic, documented date, author, anachronistic style, anachronistic event reference, provenance or custody, semantics, hermeneutics. External criticism naman is test of credibility based on the content itself, the author. Pinag-usapan naman dito ang abilidad ng information at iba pang sources na may kinalaman in the same facts. Meron itong 5 tests of credibility. Ang author's identification, date approximation, ability to tell the truth, willingness to tell the truth, and corroboration. It has 4 importance. Number 1 is finding solutions for contemporary problems. Ito ay masusing paghahanap ng solusyon sa naturang problem by seeking in the present, going back to the past. Ikalawa, understanding the trends for present and future. Tinitingnan na basihan ang kasalukuyan upang magkaroon ng idea o posibleng mangyari sa hinaharap.
Ikatlo, understanding the importance and repercussions found in cultures. Ano pa ang mga kultura na meron noon na pwede natin gawin sa kasalukuyan, kaya dapat alam natin para mag-improve pa ito. Ikaapat, evaluation of presented historical data and factors. Bawat information ay masusing i-evaluate upang magkaroon tayo ng malinaw na kaalaman. Ang content is a subject or a topic covered in a book or a document. Samantalang ang context naman, ito ay part or a written or spoken statement. For example, you put water into a glass, it becomes the glass. Ang baso ay sumisimbolo sa context at ang tubig naman na isinasalin mo ay sumisimbolo sa content. Habang sinasalin mo ang tubig sa baso, napupunuan ang context at nalalaman mo ang kahalagahan ng context. What action will you do as an application to what you have learned?
Ang sarap pag-aralan ng history at kasaysayan, lalo na kung may nakikitang mga bagay na nagpapaalala sa mga ito. Katulad na ang mga lumang bagay o tinatawag nating mga antique na pinahalagahan ng mga tao. At lahat ng mga bagay na ito ay paniguradong may nakatagong kasaysayan. Sa mga bagay na ito, sa bawat sira, ukit at biyak ay paniguradong may napakaganda at nakakamanghang mga istorya. Masasabi kong may apply ko ang pag-aaral ng history at kasaysayan sa pamamagitan ng pagpapahalaga ng mga bagay na ito at pagbabahagi ng mga istorya sa mga susunod pang henerasyon para hindi ito mawala o tuluyang malimot.